Hello and welcome back all the students in your online classes. This is Nazia Begum here, physics lecturer, and we are continuing our chapter 1 electricity. Today we are going to discuss about topic application of heating effect of current. And before that, let us discuss about alloys. So now I will tell you what is an alloy. An alloy is a combination of metals or metals combined with one or more other elements. Okay. So basically what is an alloy? Alloys can be the combination of different type of metals. Okay. One metal get mixed in another metal, or more than two metals are mixed with each other. That is called alloy. Or if one, two or more metals are mixed together and some other elements are also mixed in that is also called alloys. Okay. Now let's see the example of alloys. First one is red gold. It is the combination of gold and copper. The second one is nichrome. It is the combination of nickel and chromium. Okay. In today's topic, nichrome is very important alloy for us. Okay. Many electrical devices are there in which nichrome is used. And why we are discussing about alloys before the heating effect of current? This is because alloys are having some special properties. Okay. The first property is that alloys are having very high resistance. Now, why we need high resistance? Because as we have already discussed that cause of heating effect is resistance. When current starts flowing through a conductor, it is resistance which opposes the flow of current, and because of that the current is converted into heat energy. Okay. This we have discussed already in cause of heating effect, that how current is converted into heat energy because of resistance. So if we want any device in which we use current to produce heating effect, in that device the resistance should be very high. Then only the current will be converted into heat. Okay. So this is the first property, that alloys are having high resistance. Now as alloys are having high resistance and they are heated up, and we know that metals are having melting property. When metals are heated up, they start melting. Okay. So to stop that, there is second property of alloys. The second property of alloy is that they are having very high melting point. Okay. High melting point means if we want to melt an alloy, we have to give very high amount of heat energy to them. But in case of normal metals, they can melt very easily. But in heating effect, we have to provide something which does not let the devices or part of devices melt easily. So that's why alloy is there. Then third property of alloy is that they are more resistive to rusting. Okay. Alloys generally don't get rust easily. So for these three properties, we are using alloys in the devices which are made for heating effect of electric current. Okay. Once again I am repeating the three properties. You all have to understand that and remember that. Okay. The first one is alloys are having very high resistance. Second property, alloys are having high melting point. And third property, alloys are resistance to rusting. Now let's move to application of heating effect of current. The first one here is electric bulb. So here you can see one bulb is there. This is an electric bulb, and here you can see one filament is given. Okay. This filament is made up of an alloy. So when the current is passed in this bulb, okay, this filament gets heated up, and because of that it starts glowing. When this filament is exposed to current, when current passes through this filament, it gets heated up and it starts glowing. Okay, and it starts giving light. So this is the working of electric bulb. Here we are not talking about CFL and LED lights. They works on different principle. Here we are only talking about the simple bulbs, simple electric bulbs, in which filament is given. So this filament glows and gives us light. Okay, but this is the bulb inside which filament is there, and also air can be filled there. Okay, if normal air is inside the bulb, then what happen? When the filament gets heated up, it can react with the air inside the bulb. Okay, and we all know that in air oxygen is also present, which is helpful in burning process. So if normal air is there inside the bulb, this filament can react with the air, and because of oxygen, the burning process can start here. Okay, so inside the bulb, burning will start. To stop that, what we can do? We remove all the air from the bulb. Okay, we create vacuum here, and then inside the bulb we fill noble airs. Okay, you know about noble gases, noble airs, not noble gases we fill here. Noble gases, the property of noble gas is that they don't react with anything. Okay, why they are called noble? Because they are always present in free state. They never mixed with anything. So that noble gases does not react with the filament, and the filament can glow safely. Okay, so that's why inside the bulb noble gases are filled. Then let's move to second application. This is the second application of heating effect of current. You can see here electric heater. Okay, so in electric heater there is one rod. You can see one rod is there. This rod is made up of an alloy, and we already know that alloys are having very high resistance and very high melting power. So when the current is supplied to the heater, the current it starts flowing in this coil and rod. Okay, so here what happen? When the current flows, the current produce heating effect, and because of that this rod gets heated up and it heats the water or anything to which this rod is in contact. Then the third application here is electric iron. So inside the iron also we are having a coil which is made up of alloys, and the same process is happening here also. When we give current to this coil, it gets heated up, and that's why the iron becomes hot and we can iron our clothes. Okay, now one thing you must notice in all three devices, in iron, in rod and in bulb as well, that here the filament is in shape of a coil. Here also in rod you can see coil. In iron also you can see a coil is there. Okay, why coil is here? It is to increase the length of the wire. As we all know that the resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. So, if we want to increase the resistance, we have to increase the length of the conductor. Okay? And if we simply increase the length, the device will become very long. So, to make it small and handy, what we do? We turn the long conductor in form of coil. So this coil is having very high length and it covers less area. So we have a long conductor but in small area. So that's why in all the heating devices you can see that wires are in form of coil. Okay, nowadays induction heater is in fashion. Okay, all are using induction heater. But previously one more heater was there in which some coils were there. There was a ceramic pot outside which is non-conductor and very bad conductor of electricity and heat also. And inside that there is coil. When the current passes through the coil gets heated up and in that heat we can cook the food. Electric power is the last topic of this chapter which we will continue in second part of this lecture.